I didn't warn him about Jack Cole. I just let him get.
You agitate the hell out of your ass. That's why we love him. I first met him. I'm like, who the fuck is he? I was in high school, like. When he said some stuff that touched us, because I'm like, damn, that was kind of real, right? Sitting in, high school, you just in assembly, and it's like, damn, that dude kind of deep. And I'm like, let me see what's going on with the Omega Club, right? So I can guarantee you that, like, so many kids who people have left behind, he believe in them, and they love him. UCLA graduate, Army, he lived a long life, long ass life, right? So we say he, the new stuff, older people like, huh? Like, I was doing that with one of my older cousins. They like, what's this, right? But it's all about learning in life. But the Omega Club, like, for me, it was like everything. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I've been all day. I had a meeting this morning. I work at Everett Middle School, and I had a meeting, and we got 10 boys out of 780 kids is just off the hook, and a couple of girls. The girls fight though. The boys don't fight. It's kind of weird. The girls just start swinging. So they be and the boys be telling too. The girls fight. We just argue. Like y'all gonna snitch on the girls, right? But here's the deal, right? So I was telling them today. I'm like, man, and just the staff. We sitting there, we trying to figure out how can we help these guys. And I'm like, and it just sounds hopeless. And I'm like, I'm getting ready to go to USF tonight and talking to class with Dr. Daniels. I'm like, how the hell did that happen? Right? Because he was off the hook. Seriously off the hook. Right? But changed his life. And I remember him coming to Omega. And I remember this, that on a Friday night, I don't know how he convinced us this. We was young, and we would have a book club. Something they won't tell you black males do, right? Like, read books. That should have never popped up on the evening news. But he had us reading books on a Friday night. You know what Fridays mean when you're young? Like, get the hell out and go crazy. We ain't even reading books. But the books was good, right? I tell kids, because some of the boys and girls at the school, books boring. I'm like, you just haven't read the right book yet.
That's right.
Right? The school used to give me books. I'm like, man, this shit boring as hell. I'm trying. Shit, I'm like 50 still don't understand this shit. Right? But then they start putting books in my hand, and then I'm like, can't put the shit down. Right? You be on the bus with hella far, miss your stop. Like, shit, that book was good. You up at 1 o'clock, like, damn, right? But it's all about the teaching, right? And then changing the mindset. And that's what, like, Jack did for us, was just challenge our mindset. I grew up in Bayview, Hunters Point, which I always loved, right? You get a bad rap because it's just the community. A lot of stuff go on, certain streets you might not want to be on, but that's everywhere in America, right? We got drugs, the avenues got drugs and the suburbs, right? But I grew up and loved it because I'm 49, just turned 49. I grew up when kids used to go outside and have fun. And your parents didn't want you in the house all the time either. And I would do shit, I would bump into the heater. I used to know how to get on my parents' nerves. There was a heater by the room, I pow, wake your ass up. Go outside. Good, that's what I was looking for. Right? Stay your ass outside. All right. So growing up there, but I went through some stuff when I was young. My mom died when I was 14 to cancer. You know what I mean? And I remember after her funeral, it was actually the first day of school, and just going to school, and I would hate for it to get quiet in class because every time it got quiet in class, I was at her funeral. Right? I'm sitting there, gray dress, red beads, and I'm there, so ain't no way in hell I'm gonna let it get quiet, so I had to do something. Wasn't a bad kid. Then they had a guy named Dean Moore. He pitched in on it. He liked talking to me, had to get to know who I was. Then he like, hey man, you might want to get some therapy. And in my neighborhood, that's a stigma. But I tried it out, went. I used to run. They had the building in Hunters Point. I used to run around the building, Ridge, and run in there hella fast because I was worried about what everybody said. Then we had it on Gary Street, and I had some friends that was Jewish, and they was hella cool with therapy. Oh, you going to see the shrink? I'm like, damn, y'all having fun? It's cool. So they made me feel like it's cool to go see the shrink. So I didn't have no problem going to therapy. just going to see my shrink. I'll go back to the hood. They're like, what the fuck is a shrink? But that's how it goes. So the thing is, just trying to go through life, and places like Omega was able to help us get through life, plus all the peer pressures, right? And we have a teacher named Kamaria Carnes. She's a black lady from Seattle, and she said a lot of our students, they have an image of being black, right? And their image comes from TV and the music, so that is just to be rough, tough, and just be wild. Not understanding that black people all have all kind of lives, right? You got black people who go to school, educated, then you have some that hang out. It's just like any other culture, but they just feel like, hey, I gotta be rough. So Omega was able to take me places that it taught me a variety of different things. I was going to a meeting on Tuesday night, sitting with a whole bunch of, it was boys at first, but then we had Siobhan Hunter, who came and changed that shit. Like, y'all not just about to have no boy shit. Like, hell no, I'm a girl. He's like, get out of our club, man, quit playing. I'm here, and then she bought some more girls. We like, what the hell going on? Then they just started running the club, right? So she integrated the club, which was good, but it was all about challenging ourselves and then feeling good about learning, getting an education, then going to school and sitting in the front. I never forget, like Jack them used to tell us, sit in the front of the class. Like, man, you crazy as hell. I'm trying to be far away from this teacher as possible, right? Because all my other friends sat in the back, right? But then we started moving to the front and scared the shit out of the teacher. But the first day I sat in the front, the teacher said, did I do something wrong? I'm like, no, I'm just sitting here. Like, what's up, right? But you know what it did? It made me pay attention, right? And I learned at Omega how to ask the teacher hella questions, then they leave you alone. I just start off asking, they ask 5 questions. I'm cool for the rest of the class. Now call on from somebody else, great, that's what I wanted you to do, right? But the thing was, Omega was just this hub about teaching us about life in the middle of going through what we was all going through, because in my neighborhood, it started to be issues with, and we on the other part of San Francisco, like here is someplace where people from our community rarely visit, you know what I mean? So going through stuff where it was like turf issues, gang issues, Hunters Point versus Sunnydale, Fillmore started out with fighting, then it started out with shooting. So it's like now as a young male, and you got young ladies over there, we just trying to survive the neighborhood, right? Along with that is drugs, right? Along with that is some older males trying to get at some young girls in the community. We didn't know all of this till we got older. Like, damn, she was messing with that old ass dude. That a dude, he's old as hell. He used to come mess with the girl. We like, ain't you like 50? One dude, we was gonna beat his ass. Like, you too goddamn old, right? You got like a grandkid. And then we telling the girls, leave this dude alone. But then back then, somebody had a car that was kind of fascinating because we all just some kids catching the bus. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is about our neighborhoods was just, how do we survive it? How do we get out of it? Then all of a sudden, they got this drug called crack that came, right? Which I seen hard-working people in Hunters Point, like a lot of people, I was probably about 40% start using drugs, which was my friends' parents. That's a whole nother ball game. I have friends that was nice, they were really good people, but when their parents started using drugs, it turned them into being a mean person. I'm talking about people who's going to church, great people, feed the birds, bread and all kind of shit, but when that happens, then it makes you angry, right? So then you had this young innocent child whose parents is on drugs, right? And it makes them mad. Then all of a sudden, you got this place where you can make hella money all at once. My dad used to give me $1.50 every day. It was hella cool until the drugs came out. I had a friend, he had 50,000 in a suitcase. We was 17. I'm like, damn, from where I come from, that's a hell of money. And it wasn't his parents. Like, I get it, parents got money, but damn, when you 17 and you got that, then I'm sitting there like, shit, oh, how you do that? Right? Ran up the hill, they had these guys called the Harper Boys. I bought a rock, busted down, you sell it, I got $80, then I started making more. The only thing is I never wanted to go to jail though. I wasn't tough like that. I see the police throw all my shit, they way over there, they ain't even close. You ain't catching me. So I was like, well, this drug stuff ain't gonna work, right? But a lot of people got caught up in it because it was so much money. And then we was talking to the kids today, Dr. Daniels, and we have kids who going through the situation with snatching iPhones and laptops. It's not necessary they have to do it, but they get $300 or $400 from somebody they turn it into downtown. And then the same stuff, I'm hearing boys saying, well, my mom giving me $4 a day, and then I'm, right? So it's the challenge they go through. So then I'm like, well, damn, can we get the police to mess with the people who having children? That should be some old other charge too. You got a child coming here, you giving him some money, your ass need to be something. I don't know what it is, right? I'm not that nice on the jail shit. Everybody else, nobody should go to jail. Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
They ass need to go to jail. Like, I'm not with that shit. But here's the deal. It's all about the mindset. So Omega was able to get in our mindset and make us think, like, okay, you get all this money from selling drugs, but they also were sending people to jail for a very long time back then. You got caught selling drugs, they were sending you far away. And then Reggie and them was teaching us stuff like, because we didn't know, we just thought, because the way the media is the media ain't no joke. They'll have you thinking like black people bring drugs in here, right? Then Reggie and them had us look at like, man, there's hella kilos, tons of dope come. We don't have no ship, we don't have no planes, so how the hell it get to us? Right? Then you got cops. What's that TV? Bad boy. Right? So then all of a sudden you got all these black males selling dope, so you just think they the worst people in the world, but they really not bringing it in. But when they get caught, they get the worst amount of time. So I always knew I didn't want to go to jail, right? So then Jack and Dr. Marshall and them, they had this thing where, hey man, we can help y'all go to school, we can help you go get a trade. And then I never forget, I'm like in 11th grade, and I went on a college tour down south. And I saw black people in colleges. They got like 150 African American colleges, right? Because black people couldn't go to college back then, so they had to build their own college out of the church. Big ass colleges, bricks. Like, it's beautiful. I went down there, was like, what the hell is this? I cried. I'm like, why Dan Rather never showed this on the evening news? Right? I used to turn on the news, this 4 dead, 5 dead, 6 arrested. Like, damn, I don't want to watch this. Right? Then they show the good shit at the end. You ever watch the news to the end, then they got like 12 good stories? Like, did you show that at first? A man wrestling the dog, got a cat out the tree. Can we get that shit first? Untangle the pony. I seen a dude on TV the other day. He was riding the pony like this. I'm like, yo ass, you wrong as hell. But he's like, giddy up. That motherfucker was going. What's that new shit, TikTok? They need their ass whooped. But check this out. So the thing is this, right? I like to laugh too when I talk. I don't have one of the stories where you I like to laugh. That's how you live, right? Laughter is funny. Sometimes I laugh at the wrong shit. Like, I was at the gym one day, somebody was on the treadmill and they fell. It wasn't the part that they fell, but the motherfucking belt threw them off. That's where I lost it. And then it was like, boom. I was like, shit, you all right? That's kind of fucked, but it's like the belt was like, yes. Right. Then the other day I was on the treadmill with my phone, like, all right, that's gonna be your ass. All right. So the thing is this, right? It's all about like what you see. So I was able to get down to these colleges and I saw black people in college and it just blew my mind. Thousands and thousands. And you get down to like Morris Brown, Morehouse, Spelman, it's just all these black colleges there around each other and it's like, damn, this is what young people need to see, right? Then you go to a game, you got black people, they playing like the marching band, then they spelling shit while they singing and they spelling. I'm like, damn, did you just spell that shit? Like, how could you do that, right? But this is something black kids don't see in Northern California. So it's like, damn, how can we bottle that up and bring it out here? Because our kids more like gang banging, robbery, all the stuff, so they don't see that down. And then we was in Atlanta, Georgia. They don't even have half the resources we have, but the kids are still thriving. Like literally, you have to work at McDonald's, Burger King, or somewhere to just have a job. But they just as happy as they can be. Not that they don't go through the same stuff, because they got drugs and all that, but they do have they have an image of black people that's just totally different. So I got that in my mind from when I seen that, so that just gave me so much hope. And I try to bottle it up and tell my friends, which was like hella hard. So I ended up going to college in Atlanta, Georgia. So the thing was, they gave me hope, right? And along with it, Jack was helping hella young people that was in juvenile. We was going to juvenile, so we was changing lives. Of course, we lose a lot. We lose a lot. Some die, some end up in jail. We can't save everybody, but we do get a chance at changing mindsets. And that's what it's all about, is giving somebody hope and opportunity. And we've been doing this, Jack been doing it longer than me, but I know I've been in it for about at least 30 years or so. And it's all worth it. I was just telling somebody today that we still gotta have hope, you know what I'm saying? And then I think when you black, it's just all about fighting for like, hey, I got something to say too, right? Because even at my job, my job love me, I'll speak up anytime. I don't give a damn. We just gonna be some emailing ass people, right? I stay in email battles. If you don't listen to me, I'm gonna email your ass. Boss be like, stop emailing everybody. I'm like, well, tell them to stop saying their little shit real quick. All right. People say little shit and want to walk off. Fuck that, read this. All right. But we love each other though. We just hell a lot. I don't know, we got a weird ass staff, but we kind of get at it and we love each other. We just had the Black History Month and they didn't call no black people to plan it. I went the fuck off. And like, why we didn't tell Corey? Right? So they'll never try that again. But it ended up being great. We had the mayor come up, right? The kid's like, how you get the mayor? I just asked her to come up. Like, it's just that simple. Can you come up to our school? And I put a little pressure on her. Like, I'll never see you at middle schools. I'm like, that's kind of cold. Like, you too big for our little, right? So she came. Like, I'm like, sometimes you got to run a little manip too. Like, you know, because they say all this shit when they running for mayor. I'll come to the schools and all that. Remember you said you was going to come to the school? Well, come then. All right. But the thing is, we have to be the ones to speak up. But I learned speaking up at Omega Boys Club. That makes sense? Or Omega Club, which is Omega Club, alive and free, thanks to Siobhan. But she, like, hell, like, this ain't gonna be boy shit. You gotta share. But the thing is, Omega taught me so much, and it taught me survival, because my dad ended up dying in 1989, so I lost both of my parents as a teenager. But thankful to Jack and Reggie and all these people, they taught me how to survive life. Like, how to get a job, how to go to school, how to voice your opinion, right? I hear that somebody has an opinion on something, but I also have a voice also. So it's just about encouraging people, reaching out, and with anybody in here, I've been working with young people a long time. I would ask that please show them something. They need arts, right? Our kids love to dance. It's just not dance, not in the school no more. When I was in school, we had arts and craft, dance, wood shop. We had everything. The school just took it away like, oh, we're just gonna learn education. They get bored. We got 6th, 7th, and 8th graders in class for 90 minutes. Could you imagine? They going damn crazy. You know my best thing with a kid, you wanna take a walk? Hell yeah. Just a 10-minute walk. Sometimes teachers get to talking, you just sitting there like, holy shit. Right? Then the teachers get mad because there's so much technology, Javon. You know how you write this down? Kids have phones now. I seen the teacher get hella mad. They wrote it down. Can you write it down? The little student just walked up from 6th grade and went, boom, took the picture. Teacher got hella mad. Why the hell he gonna write it? He got a phone. And then I was supposed to agree with the teacher. I was sitting there like this, like that was some smart ass shit. Our kids is hella smart. They had this teacher told, it was this girl, it was a big ass class. So he tell the kids, what do you say? A dog can't drink a soda because he don't have no thumbs or something. And the little girl said, he can lick it up or some shit.
He got a tongue.
So the teacher got hella mad because he felt like the dog couldn't. He tried to make it aware like a dog can't just drink a soda like this. Kid, like if you drop it on the floor, he can. So teachers get mad. Sometimes it's ego with men and women. Like for real, we got egos like hell. We don't let people grow. But the whole thing about Omega, as I wrap this up, is it's just there to really help people and give hope. And that's what Jack been doing for like years. And then you got people like me, Javon, and Reg, like we just want to carry on the tradition. You know what I mean? Even though I've been working in the school 20 years, I'm ready to retire, but really I'm not going out to the kids I work with. You know what I mean? And I've seen countless people change their lives over and over again. Like my nephew is the supervisor of San Francisco, my sister's son, Shaman Walton, right? I never saw that happening, but thankful Jack sent me off to college, and then he ended up going to the same college I went to. He used to follow everything. I used to hate him following me, right? Then his ass tried to turn around and turn closed juvenile. We damn near had a fight about that. I'm like, juvenile can't help people. But I mean, with what Jack taught me, was able to help my nephews, and then all the other nephews pretty much doing good. So it's like when you open up an opportunity for somebody, it helps every other person. And you know what we told my nephew when he first started to run? First he was school board, we was like, you ain't gonna win, how the hell you gonna win, man? We like babe you moved to Vallejo, moved back to the city, ain't no way in the hell you gonna win. But guess what he did? He just jumped in the race.
Right.
Lost the first time, got his name known, right? He was all shit campaigning in the Pacific Heights. I'm like, who you know up there? But, and he's kind of handsome, that don't hurt, right? Sometimes he's standing back at me, somebody looking at me, I'm thinking it's me. Like, get your ass woman back at me, man. I have a little hope right there. But the thing is, you never know who mindset you're gonna change. And even with our boys at the school that the 10's supposed to be hella bad, are the worst kids, we don't know what they're gonna end up being in the future, right? We could never say that. How the hell could we predict that Reggie would be Dr. Daniels, right? I cried seeing his pictures when he graduated. Like, I was crying, like, ooh, shit, that's me. Had a little cap on, what that means, doctor? That little weird ass cap. Like, you know, that little real tassel. Like, you know that's some major stuff, but it happened, right? So when people see somebody like Reggie, that lets it know that Dr. Daniels, that there is hope. Here we are on a Wednesday night at University of San Francisco. Some we probably drive by, but we here, you know what I mean? I got another friend, Marco, who used to work at Everett. He's a professor up here. So it's like, it's deep how life changes, right? But going forward, we have like Jay Vaughn, who's, I think, much better at this work than I am, which that's what it's all about. Does that make sense? So we just keep pressing and just giving hope, you know what I mean? Because that's what it's all about. And all kids and young people want is somebody to believe in them. Somebody to, right, talk to. You know what I do? I learned from Jack. Sometimes they ain't all about talking. Sometimes they hungry. Buy him a sandwich, right? We eat a little sandwich, and they be asking me, I want a sandwich. I always mess with them because it's all this new food. I'm like, man, we got some ostrich meat with cheese. He's like, hell no, right? It's just about messing with them. But they just happy as hell about that whole little sandwich, because sometimes that's just love. It's just getting something to eat.
Yeah.
Then we got kids who rich as hell that just want to be now, right? We got some wannabes. They coming up 3-bedroom house, 2-car garages, still want to steal a phone. Just because it's just a culture thing. Or want to try some drugs. And I'm like, dude, drugs, you could really lose your mind. I have friends, Reggie has friends, Javon is just walking around, he lost their mind from experimenting on what?
Right.
Drugs, right? And I'm telling them, I've tried weed, I didn't go no farther than that, right? I saw some cocaine one day, scared the hell out of me. I had some friends, they like, you sniff this, you a big dude. I'm like, well, I ain't big yet. I'm scared as hell. I'm like, I ain't doing that shit, hell no. That look cool, but I'm scared. I'm gonna stick with this joint. Right? And I always say my father made me smoke weed because he used to whoop my ass or spank me. Right? Love my dad. He would pop your ass quick. And my mama used to pinch. They old. We talking about the 70s and 80s. You got all this no shit and shit. You get close to my mom and she'll do some shit, and you say something and she just wait and just like, oh shit. That pinch was worse than I think it shocked the shit out of your ass. My grandmother had a switch. I'm talking crazy one day, kept running past her. She in the rocking, y'all remember rocking chairs? And she rocked up and top, and I had on shorts. Even before I cried, I wanted to see what the hell it was. Okay. Right? But I learned, right? But like they say now, don't spank kids, don't do all that crazy shit, right? Just tell them about the way shit was. Sometimes it worked. But the thing with this is, never ever give up on young people. Show them, take the arts to the school. Like they would love to be in a art class or something, right? Kids love to draw, right? Mr. Menzie, one of the teachers I love, because we got a young teacher. Mr. Menzie has stuff like this where you could draw. He make it to where kids could draw. Say even as they doing their work, they could draw a little man, they could draw a car. You know how cool this class is because of that? And you know what he said? The principal came in, how you gonna let him draw? So then what he did was he grabbed a little towel, put some spray on it, and isn't it clean? She said there, oh, right? But that's the power of young teachers, you know what I mean? And kids, it's like therapy. They can draw some shit. Like, let me just draw something. Then we got teachers who take the kids outside and learn. Isn't that fun? I want to sit in that class for 90 minutes. I'm so glad I didn't come along when it was 90 minutes. I don't know. Hell no, I'd have just left. After 60, I'm walking out. I'd have told the teacher, I got 60 minutes and I'm gone. Yeah, what y'all do? Then some students make the teacher mad because they come in there and focus hella quick and do their work. Some adults is crazy too, though. We can't just blame the kids, right? But just so glad that, like, I had Omega to help me. So that's all what Jack is about, what Reggie is about helping people and then giving hope, because that's all we need. You know what I mean? And I ask that whatever you do, I don't know if you care about working with young people or not, but take some time out. They fun. And they give you energy, and they make you feel accountable. I had a drink in my hand one time. I was in the neighborhood. I don't know what kind of drink I had. And the kid was like, I thought you said don't do that. I'm like, oh shit. First I wanted to say, get the hell away from me. It's Friday night. But all he was saying was, look, dude, you're standing outside. You told us not. So I had to take that into what? Consideration.
Absolutely.
Even though it was my Friday evening after work, right? But be there for kids. Like, take them bowling. Take them to the movies or sometimes. First, you gotta get to know their parents, though. Don't go walk up to them, you want to go to the movies. You'll have to be in jail tonight. You know what I'm saying? So get to know their parents. You probably got to do a little fingerprint and all that, but it's totally worth it. Like, you can make a difference. I don't care. We got all this race stuff. Like, I'm black, I'm white. Sometimes kids just need somebody there that's committed.
Right.
It makes sense? Just
Right.
commitment. Yeah, of course they gonna say they say shit to me, even though I'm black. But after a while, if you committed, then they realize you're gonna be there and just love you for what it is. Kids get so happy if you just buy them an ice cream. Little $1 ice cream. They don't even want the $4 one. They just want the one the man selling out of the little thing for $1. Right? So, but I'm glad to be here. This is just too awesome to me. Like, something I never thought that, man, one of my big brothers who had a reading group on a Friday night. I think we should try that again.
Let's start it back.
Probably need some pizza with that, right? It's totally working. But this is Javon. This is like, he one of the best, man. Like, he one of the young dudes. He came up to the school this morning. We started out in the meeting this morning, right? And he really loves the kids. One thing I like about Javon is he asks the kids questions. So he good at getting dialogue going. Like, how you feeling, right? So we were sitting today with Javon and all these people just sitting there, and he's just like, hey, can I come up here on a Monday and just talk to kids like one-on-one? And there's power in that. And that's the beauty of it. I'm 49. I admit some shit I'm just not willing to do no more. Like, I don't work on Saturday and Sunday because it's my time. Like, I don't care. Like, I need Corey time. People try to make me feel good. I'm like, so what? They're like, so-and-so in jail. I'm like, you gonna be there to Monday, right? Yeah, all right, should have did it. I'm just playing. Some of y'all sitting there. That's hella mean. Ain't nothing I can do anyway. The judge gonna come back to Monday. Shit, what's the pressure? All right. I like to laugh though, so don't like